All right, so let's go to create and plane, polygon primitives and plane. Drag and drop, hide the grid, make sure the plane selected. Go to exchange, write description, and let's just choose sphere for now and just create. Now we've got a bunch of spheres in the view panel. All right, if you look at the primitive panel, for example, and in the primitive attributes, we've got a bunch of attributes for these instances or for these primitives. For example, length, width, or depth, or any of these, you can change it through slider. Also, we can change it through expressions. Okay, if you click on this icon, the exchange expression editor for the length will appear, and it tells you that this is a slider, and this slider is equal the amount or the value of this slider is equals 1. So okay, if we change something like, for example, the length through slider to something like 0.43, okay, if you open the expression editor, it will, as you can see, the number updated here. To be honest, the all the numeric number we change in the length slider, it is directly fed to the fed to the exchange expression, and then it will update and also affect this the description. So, for example, if we change this to 2, okay, and choose this is 2, and if we choose accept, as you can see, it will be here. Okay? So in fact, this is what's going on, and also we have got this numeric value which says 0, 1.5, and 5. This is about the slider, the minimum and the maximum value of the slider, and the mid value or the default value. For example, we can change it to 0.05 or 5, as you can see, but we're not limited to 5. Yes, the slider will stop at 5, but you can also type number, for example, 10. Okay, and now the slider ends at 10. So we can change it like that. Okay, I'll change it back to 1. The point here is we can also type the some expressions here. For example, instead of 1, we can type an expression like for example, rand, which is a random, and then choose, for example, from 0.1 to 1. Okay, so it varies from 0.1 to 1. So instead of having a direct value like an absolute value like 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that, let's just add an expression, choose accept. As you can see, we've got this kind of like looks like stone on the ground. Okay, each has a different length. What if I want to keep the slider but with this variation? We can do that very simply, since we are controlling through expressions. You can see, instead of having a white texture, the black shows you the shorter amount, while the white shows you the higher length. Okay, we can see that here. Let's just right click here, choose copy, and let's just multiply this the end result by this value. Okay, and let's just change it back to something like 1. And choose accept. Now we've got the slider back. Okay, but also it will be multiplied by that value. So you can see here, we've got the slider, but the lengths are not equal. Okay, so this is very simple, can be created using expressions. Not just that, in fact, we can use so many types of scripts or expressions or kind of, and the beauty of this expression is not just, for example, doing, for example, typing a command. Okay, if we type any letter, for example, P, we'll get a bunch of commands. It will tell you the which one you'd like. For example, let's choose a command like a sine command. Okay, um, with the sine command, we can type of the angle, for example, of 45 degree, the sine of 45. So I will get the sine of 45. So choose accept. Okay. Now we've got the sine of 45, and this sine of 45 um, will be multiplied by the random value from 1, zero point 0.1 to 1. So we've got quite some kind of scripting. The beauty of this, which I highly recommend you to do, is just to try to do different values. Okay, for example, you can let's just choose 10. You can choose 10. Okay, and let's see what's going on, and choose maybe the 10 of 12, something like that, and choose accept. Now it disappears because the 10 of 12, maybe this, it's really a low number and it doesn't work like that. If it doesn't work, you don't need to panic. Can change it to the 10 of, for example, uh, 45. Let's see what we get. Okay, now we got the 10 of 45. It's so make sure you get a positive value, and when you get the positive value, you'll get the your spheres back. Okay, because with a negative value, doesn't we don't have, or with zero value, that we just say we don't have any length. So I highly recommend you to try to different. It may not clear. You can search online for a specific command. What tan is, what, or for example, rand is very simple to understand. The random value from 0.1 to 1. What, for example, cosine is, or if you like to even see more, you can also have read this help section, which tells you so many expressions and command is specific, more of them, more like specific to the as you can see, this is the um, this is the command is most likely specific to expressions, and also these can also be used for the other expressions within Maya. Okay, but this is a very nice help file for that purpose. This is what we use 10, and which is x is in radians, so it's 45 degree. Okay, this is a degree, and we'll get this. Okay, so this is it for this five section. And also we have got an expressions tab here. We can create as many types tabs here. That's really useful. Let's just say I'm gonna give you show you a couple of example on how to utilize this expression, but you can create millions, okay, an infinite number of example um, and usages, fine usages for these expressions. And to be totally frank with you, is this is where the exchange really, the power of exchange really shine. For example, let me just tell you something. Okay, what if I if you look at this these all these doesn't look like sphere anymore. Let's just change it back to reset to slider, change it back to 1, and okay, no, 12, choose 1. And uh, what if I wanted to keep the shapes of these cylinders, of these sorry, these spheres, but some of them should be bigger than the others, but with different sizes. Okay, how to do so? I can do so using a rand value with each of these, but um, I cannot keep the shapes. Okay, I cannot keep the shape of these. Let's just choose, for example, a rand value of um, instead of 1, let's just choose rand random value, for example, 0.1, or maybe 0.1 to 1. Okay, so right click, choose copy, choose accept. As you can see, you can copy this the same to the width and choose accept. And choose accept. So as you can see here, we've got something like that. Um, most of the spheres doesn't, almost all of the sphere in fact doesn't keep the shape. Yes, they are all random in length, width, and height, but this is not what I wanted. I want to have, they should look like sphere, but with different sizes. Okay, to do so, we have to do it through expressions. So to do it through expression, let's call this sphere rand size. Okay, this is sphere rand size, and this is a sphere rand size. Let's just okay, and here I would like to simply type a rand value, and from 0.1 to 1. Okay, so with that, choose accept. It doesn't appear to have anything, but we created a value here, which is a random value from 0.1 to 1, and it's called sphere rand size. Okay, this is what we have here. So for all of these, instead of typing rand, I can type sphere and rand sphere rand size. Okay, let's just accept, and I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste it to all these. Okay, now they all look like spheres. Okay, very nice shapes, but with random values, and the random values is being generated, was being generated by this expression here. Okay, also we can, for example, change it. Okay, just not random from 0.1 to 1, maybe plus or divided by 2. Okay, it will make them even smaller. You can see it's much smaller. Okay, let's increase density to something like 2. Now we've got this is a random value. What if I wanted to use another expression? This time I'm gonna use the um, a color. Okay, a color for having a random color in the view panel. Okay, if we go to the preview output, you've got the color, primitive color, and here we can change the color of these primitives. This is specific for the preview, and um, I can just right click here, which is going to show you the expressions, and tells you the RGB value. The R is 0.03, and they're all equal, so you can get some kind of dark gray. And tells you this is a color slider. Okay, it's a add color, means that the color slider. What if I just say that A, which is the I'm gonna apply a random value for generating a random value for A for red, green, blue. Okay, to do so, just go to the expressions. We can create a new expression for color. Okay, just color and then type a new expression here. Or you can even choose this random value for the sphere size, which is very simple to do. Okay, just maybe just go here, and in the preview output, go to the expression editor, and let's just choose um, this, Control V, and this, Control V, and this. So if I just just cancel it. So if we just accept it, um, we get kind of error because yes, it doesn't look like we have so much because of the all these random values are, for example, you'll get a result of 0.5. So you get 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, so you get some kind of grayscale. I want to have different colors. To get different color, let me just show you something easier. I can get, for example, with the red to 1, okay, and with the blue to 0, and with the green to also 0. So if I just choose accept, I can get the red spheres. But what if I wanted to have different color of spheres? I have to uh, apply a random value for one of these. For example, for the green. Let's just choose red green, and it's not a random value, but let's just see. We'll get the yellow, and let's just change it back to any color. Okay, let's just change this to um, 0, which is red, and 0, which is black. So we've got black. Maybe we can get this is black, and can change it to any color you want. I want to keep the slider, but instead of having this, I would like to get the each one of these has it should get a different color. Okay, to do so, we have to go to the um, to create a new one, which is the second one. I'm gonna go to sphere um, and around color. Okay, and then choose which is this one is color. Choose color. We've got color, and this color is the what we have. Let's just choose around, and maybe from 0.1 to 1. Okay, just accept. HCC I spelled wrong, but it's okay. You can also delete it anytime you want. And if you just go to here and choose the primitive, instead of having all these values here, maybe you can multiply it by sphere around color, and then choose accept. It makes it a little bit darker, in fact. As you can see, we got some kind of randomization in the but still, since this is a one value, it doesn't work really what we want. But we can change it to, for example, the random from 1 to, let's just change it to this is 0.1. Choose another rand. This time choose maybe 0.2 to 0.9. Choose another one. Choose rand. Choose 0.3 to 0. Choose 1. Okay, and then close the bracket. So we've got the 3 values, so we should get different results. As you can see, each has a different, and the beauty of this, we are still can still keep the slider to make it even darker or brighter. Okay, which is a really cool effect. Each sphere is different in size, also each sphere is different in color. Okay, another cool things about expressions is as the beauty of with this expression, we got quite a lot of samples. Okay, it comes with a huge amount of samples. Let's just instead of having this uh, multiplied by that color, let's just choose something else. I would like to get use a sample. If you right click on this arrow, you get a lot of expression. We've got samples. Let's go to the color and then choose clouds. Okay, if I just refresh it, get the color, a blue color like cloud, sky, something like that. Here, we can change it to something like, for example, in the samples, we can choose color and choose, for example, the anisotropic or noise or so you can choose any expression here. Even you can change it to other using other some things like that. Let me show you a nice example of using this sample expression. Okay. In this case, I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go to the file new scene and then go to yes, don't save it, anything. Okay, just go to create. Um, let's just go create a cube. This is a very simple cube, like a rectangular cube. And okay, if I select this cube, okay, and then go to the Exchange. Before you're going to Exchange, make sure to save the scene. Go to Save Scene As and choose uh, cube. Let's just choose it rectangular cube, something like that. Just save it, and you go to make sure that this one is selected. Choose Exchange and go to Export Selection as Archive. Let's just call this a rectangular cube. Choose export. All right, so it's exporting. After it's exported, we don't need it, so just choose delete it and go to create again. This time I'll just go create. Okay, let it plane and try to create a plane. Let's hide the grid and just right click here, just create this new description. And with that, let's just go choose a custom geometry with something like that. And then if we go to the archives, just choose add. If I just go to the documents, Exchange, archives, load it. Okay, we've got quite a lot of boxes or cubes. Better to save. We just go here. Let's decrease the density to something like 0.2. Maybe it's still too much. Maybe 0.05. Okay, it looks okay now. We can even change the size, the lens width, height. We can change the size here. Okay, let's just change the size to 0.02. In fact, let's just change it to okay, something like that. Now we can increase the density to something like 0.3. And now we've got quite a lot of cubes in the view, okay, the view panel. If we have something like that, okay, if you have something like that, we can go to the twisting, we can change the twisting, or we can go to the loading expression and go to sample geometry. Maybe you can choose flatten room. You can get a quite nice result with that. Okay, or in the okay, when you change it to something like that, the beauty of these samples is that if we just go to the expressions now, yes, we got quite a lot of information here, but also we've got some slider here. Okay, for example, we can change the width to something like 411, just accept, and we got a different result. We can even change the amount to something like, for example, 2, which is quite a lot. But look at this, we've got quite a lot of um, cubits. And okay, let's choose the size, decrease the size down just to 10. Okay, now this is what we have for now. Look at this, very nicely organized. Um, they look like dominoes. Okay, um, you can change this to, let's go back to twist. We can change this loading even more expression, like for example, that was flatten room. Let's choose geo rotate. Okay, this is a lot of we can change it to um just go back to twist. As you can see, this is a twist. You can change the angle. Look at that. You can change the tilting. Sorry, just choose Z or X or Y. Okay, can make them rotate and tilting them. Okay, so